Hello friends, I'm Abby and today I'm setting up my July bullet journal. And today I'm going with a strawberry theme because nothing makes me think of summertime more than ripe strawberries. It is just the perfect season to have strawberries all around you. I absolutely love strawberries. They're my favorite fruit. And so I just knew I wanted to make a spread fully dedicated to them. This spread, I also experimented a lot more with doodling types and doodling ideas. I pulled some inspiration from different places, mostly just looking up how to doodle strawberries, but I did settle into more of a kind of strawberry style as I go through these spreads, and you'll probably notice that. But for this cover page, I am just doodling a ton of strawberries in different orientations, and you can see some of them, I'm drawing them as if they were sliced open, and I have some of these kind of checkerboard patterns going along that I will fill in with my tan color that is kind of the accent color for this month. Something I love about using Tombow dual brush pens as my markers in these spreads is that you can color over pencil markings with the Tombow dual brush pens and still erase the pencil markings from underneath, which the Crayola Super Tips do not do that, so just keep that in mind. I tried to add a little bit more dimension to the strawberries by using two different shades of red, but I also wanted this doodling and coloring to be super loose. I'm not staying in the lines. In fact, a lot of times I purposefully go outside of them because I want it to be very abstract. I don't want them to be super realistic strawberries. I just want it to be very doodly. Then of course I needed to add some strawberry seeds, so I just went in with my Jelly Roll size 08 gel pen and added some little lines and dots to mark the seeds of the strawberries. Now I actually appreciated during this time that the Jelly Roll gel pen isn't always super opaque. It doesn't come out white the first time, every time. And I liked that in the spread. I didn't go back over them because I liked that they turned out more of like a light pink rather than a pure white. I think it just really added an element to the spread. Here, I wrote out the word sweet with my Tombow dual brush pen, and then I did kind of a layering effect using some different pinks and reds, and I blend them all together using a shade lighter of Tombow dual brush pen. So that's kind of my little tip for when you want to blend and make this kind of faded look. I love to add this into my spreads. I think it just makes it a little bit different. And then the quote, it's not really a quote, but it is, "Oh, sweet summertime," because I am in the very middle of my summer break. So I wanted to celebrate that with this sweet quote page. Next up is my calendar spread, which I just do 6x6 boxes, but I've been loving this kind of only horizontal line spread. So I don't do any vertical lines, and I just make the lines 6 spaces per day, and then I kind of just wing it on where the marker is. I don't have the vertical lines to separate them, but I just think it's easier to make and it's cleaner for me to look at, and I just love the look it has. I have this beautiful washi tape that my friend Lydia gave to me, and it is absolutely perfect for a strawberry theme, so I just had to use it. I have this red washi tape with white dots and a pink washi tape with a darker pink dot on it. So it was absolutely perfect, both of them were, and I'm so happy that I get to use them throughout my spreads this month. Next up is my brain dump spread. As usual, it's a full 2-page, and I just decided to keep it simple with little doodles of strawberries up at the top. I tried to cover up these smudges that you saw me make with my white Jelly Roll pen, and it just didn't work, so I just decided to let it go. It didn't bother me that much, and I'm gonna write over this entire page anyway, so I just decided to leave it the way it is rather than try to fix it. But if you wanted to fix it, you could always cut out a piece of bullet journal paper from a different area of the notebook, or you could use some whiteout to cover it up. Next, I am setting up my mood tracker, and this month I wanted to make the doodles for my mood tracker super easy, so I found this really cool single line strawberry drawing, and I decided to make 31 strawberries to represent 1 strawberry for each day of July. And then, as usual, I will fill out the strawberries with a color based on how my day went or how my mood was during that day. And then at the bottom, I'm just adding my key using the 4 different shades of red and pink that I have been using throughout my bullet journal spreads this month. And I turned them into little strawberries, although they're circles, so they kind of look more like tomatoes, but that's okay. And then I just number them so that I know which strawberry corresponds with which day. Next up is my gratitude tracker. I make this spread super simple every month. I just number a box 1 through 31, and that way I have one line each day to write at least one thing that I'm grateful for that day. I absolutely love incorporating gratitude into my daily tracking. It is super helpful for your mental health, and it's something that I encourage my students to try. And so, of course, I want to practice what I preach and practice gratitude myself. And then I'm just decorating the page with a couple more little strawberries in the corners. Next up, I'm setting up my habit tracker. So I have these little mini calendars that I use to track my habits, and I just put a dot in the day based on whether I did the habit or not. So they will stay empty for now, but eventually when I decide what habits I want to do, I can just put a dot there to mark that I did that habit that day. And then at the bottom of this page, I'm drawing a little basket of strawberries as if I went strawberry picking. I didn't really have a plan for this doodle. I knew I wanted a basket, but otherwise I'm just kind of winging it. But I absolutely love the way that it turned out. Have you guys ever been strawberry picking? Because it is absolutely wonderful to go out and pick your own strawberries. I absolutely love it. I haven't gone in a few years, but it is one of my favorite things to do every summer. Like I said, I haven't decided what habits I want to track for the month of July, but I left some space so I could fill those habits in when I do decide. And this right-hand side is where I put my expenses tracker for the month. So I do these 3 different sections, or 4 technically. The first column is to track the week. The second column is to track the items that I'm buying, and then the third column is to track how much I spent, and then the final column is to track how much I have left of my personal budget, or whatever budget I took the money that I'm spending from. So I just drew these strawberries. I'm actually leaving them black and white rather than coloring them in, and then just coloring their stems and writing the week number in the red that I would normally use to fill out these strawberries. I added a little corner of washi tape, and then I just add a little line where I write in all of the things I just told you, so the week, items, money, and what's left. And that is it. It's a fairly simple expenses tracker. I know some people get more thorough than that, but I like mine to be as simple as possible so that I am encouraged to use it. Then last but not least, I'm setting up the weekly spread for the first week of July, which only has 4 days since I'm starting it on the 1st. And then I'm just using the blank space at the bottom as a notes section. And here you will see me make my first mistake where I start the week on Monday, which is not correct. The first is actually Thursday, so I don't change it in this, but I will probably change it in the long term. But for the time being, I just finished it up by putting Saturday and Sunday, which are the correct days. And here is the final flip through. Thank you all so much for watching and planning along with me as I set up my July bullet journal. I really appreciate all of you watching every month and planning along with me. I love setting up my bullet journal, and hopefully the setup will get a little bit cleaner once I have more space to film. So thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.